There we go. Okay, page 26. Modern Canada. Okay, good. Would you like to try? Would you like to read where it says sports? Sports have
Okay.
flourished, please.
Sport have flourished as all provinces and territories have produced amateur and personal start at athletes and Olympic medal winners. Basketball was invented by Canadian James Na- Nas- Naismith in 1819. Many major lodges sport both Canadian talent and in the national sport of ice hockey. Canadian team have dominated the world in 1969 at Olympic Summer Game, Games. Don, Donovan play become a world record sporter and double double Olympic gold medalist. Chantal Chantal beat Claire. Chantal beat Claire become a world champion wheelchair race and Beralim gold medalist. One of the Jarrett hockey players of all time, all time, Wayne Gretzky played for the Edmonton Oilers from 1997 to 1988.
Yeah, very good, very good. Okay, just one thing I'm noting when you're reading numbers, like, can you read this number again? Can you see that one at the bottom? Played for the
Okay.
Edmonton. What's that number there?
From 1979 to
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
1988.
yeah. It's just when you're reading, you switch it up. Like I don't know.
A lot, a lot, a lot. I do that every
Yeah,
time I switch.
it's no problem. Like you know the answer. I know you know the answer just when you're reading it. Yeah. Okay. So this is talking about all the sports in Canada, and Canada is very proud of the sports we have and the people who are good at those sports. So it says sports have flourished. That means means when it's flourishing, it means it's going very, very well. And all provinces and territories, and they have produced amateur, so athletes that don't get paid, and professional that do get paid, and Olympic medal winners. Yeah, basketball was invented by Canadian James Naismith in 1891. Yeah, it's pretty good, pretty
It
good thing
is
he pretty good thing he invented there.
James who invited basketball.
Yeah, James Naismith. His name was
James.
James Naismith, this guy here, in 1891. He invented basketball, Canadian. And then Major League sports, that means, like the NBA or the Major League Baseball or the NHL, those type of things. That's Major League. Um, so we have lots of, it says Canadian talent in hockey, and our hockey teams usually win, right? Because hockey is very, very important in Canada. So our hockey, or it says um, Canadian teams have dominated the world. When you dominate something, that means you completely control it. So that means like you're the best. So that's what it means. Usually
Professional.
Canadian, yeah, yeah. So usually Canadian hockey teams are really the best usually. And then this one, Donovan Bailey. He became a world record sprinter and double Olympic medalist. There's a picture of him here. I'll show you. You can see it. You see it on your book there. But this is Donovan Bailey. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a really good guy. Like he in 1896 he won 2 gold medals, and I think he won in the 100-meter and the relay, his relay team. And then, and he set a world record too in the 1996. And then this one here, I don't know if you have to remember all these names, but Chantal Petitclerc, she's from Quebec, I think. And then this is a picture of her here. Look at the arms on her. I don't know if you can see that. She's a wheelchair sprinter. So, she's got really good upper body strength. And
what's his name?
Chantal Petitclerc. Yeah, that's her there.
Chantal and
Petitclerc.
Donifor.
Yeah, so she's a world champion wheelchair racer, and she's a Paralympic gold medalist. So Paralympics are people with disabilities, right? And then one of the greatest hockey players of all time. This everybody in Canada knows his name. Everybody knows how great he is. they even called him the greatest. That was his nickname, was the greatest, Wayne Gretzky. And that's a picture of him up here. I'll just show you. You can see that on your book too, but I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, this is him here, Wayne Gretzky. He's one of the greatest hockey players of all time. He wasn't great. Some hockey players are known for being tough. He wasn't known for being tough. He was just known for being really good, really, really good. Yeah. So those just talking about some of the sports. Do you understand the ideas in that?
Yes, I think
oh,
yes.
Good. Okay, good. Could you read the next part where it says in 1980, please?
In 1980, Terry Fox, a British Columbia, who lost his right leg to cancer at the age of 18, began a cross-country run, the Marathon of Hope, to raise money for cancer research. He became a hero Canadian. While he did not finish the run and ultimately lose his battle with cancer, his leg contents through yearly fundraising events in his name. In 1985, Flo, British Columbia, Rick Hansen, correctly, Cyril, or what's this word, Ryan?
Circled.
Oh, sorry. Circle the globe in wheelchair to raise funds for spinal cord research.
Yeah, research. Yeah, very good. Research. Have you heard of Terry Fox before? Have you heard of Terry Fox?
Yes, I know Terry Fox. I heard this name before.
Have you seen any pictures of him running or anything?
Yes.
Oh, you have? Okay, good. Because it was
he put one leg. He has one leg.
Yeah, he has one leg. Yeah. And that's a picture of him there.
But I don't know he was 18.
Oh, I see. Okay. Let me see if I can find a video for you. Just one second. I'm just gonna pause and then I'm gonna find a video for you. Okay. Just a second. So this is a little bit story about Terry Fox.
I'm not special. Cancer happens to people all the time. I take 1 mile at a time, 26 miles a day. I want to set an example that'll never be forgotten. Sometimes it feels endless. But the pain I feel is nothing. I've seen little kids in so much pain. Somewhere, the hurting must stop.
Terry Fox ran more than halfway across Canada to raise money for cancer research. Every year, millions of people around the world continue the marathon of hope in his name.
Good. Okay, so that was Terry Fox. And then the other one I wanted to talk about that we talked about there was Rick Hansen. Rick Hansen. He was a man who was injured. His back was injured, and so he had to be in a wheelchair. But he went all across the whole world in his wheelchair. And so, yeah.
Second picture?
There's no picture of him here. We don't have in the book. There's no picture of him. I don't know why.
Who is this between? Second picture in up? Yeah, who's this guy?
This
Where
guy.
red?
This guy. Oh, in the swimming pool? No. Oh, okay. So this one at the top here, the pictures. Let me see if we can do this now. The top. This is Donovan Bailey with the medal.
Next.
And that's a woman. That's Chantal Petitclerc. That's a woman.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So look at how big her muscles are. She looks like a guy though. and this is Terry Fox, and that's Wayne Gretzky. And then the one I'm talking about is Rick Hansen. He did it's called a Marathon of Hope. He did another marathon type thing. Terry Fox's Marathon of Hope. Rick Hansen went across the world in a wheelchair. Every country, most of the countries of the world, he went across, and he raised a lot of money for spinal cord research. Yeah, so he is another person that Canadians are very proud of because he's a very, very good.
Is there any picture in this page?
Not in this book. There isn't a picture. I'm surprised because he's a pretty important guy. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't put a picture in there. Yeah, but his, like on YouTube and things like that, he's another guy, Rick Hansen, his name. That might be a question. Like in the test, there's usually a Terry Fox question in the test because he's a pretty important guy. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. So that's talking about sports and the heroes, sports heroes in Canada. Can you do the next part where it says Canadian advances? Can you do that part, please?
Okay. Canadian advances in science and technology are rewarded and have changed the way the world communicate and thus business Marshall McLuhan and Harold Innes were Boehner thinks science and research in Canada have won international recognition and attract world-class students, academic research, telecommunication, and other fields. Since 1989, the Canadian Space Agency and Canadian astronauts have backpack in space exploration, often using the Canadian design and built Canadarm.
Yeah, Canada Arm.
Canada Arm.
Yeah.
Okay. Graham Hazer, all names. Graham.
These are all names. You don't. I'll read these ones because these are all names. That's hard to read names. I'll read these ones. The last little bit. It says Gerhard Herzberg. That's the first one. He was a refugee from Nazi Germany. These are people who all won Nobel Prize. So they are Gerhard Herzberg, John Polanyi, Sidney Altman, Richard E. Taylor, Michael Smith, and Bertram Brockhaus. All these people were Nobel Prize winning scientists. Yeah, so they're talking about science and technology. And then
Brockhaus, it's his last name, Brockhaus?
Yes, that's the last name.
It means Brock and Brockhaus, Brock Lake, Brock.
Oh no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it's Brockhaus, not Brockhaus.
Oh.
No, that's just the person's name, Bertram Brockhaus. Yeah, yeah. So they were all prize, very high level scientists. So this is just talking about, we talked about sports, and now this is talking a bit about science and technology. And so Marshall McLuhan, Harold Innis, they were pioneer thinkers, it says. That means they thought of ways of looking at the world that nobody else had thought of. Pioneer means to go first. So they were kind of going first in looking at the world in special ways. And then so science and research in Canada is very big. Like many universities are very smart people working in the universities. And then the people want to go to that university because the smart people work there. It says medical research and telecommunications, things like cell phones and smartphones and things like that. A lot of them were developed in Canada, cell phones. And then the other thing, you can see it in your book. It's on page 27. You see that picture at the top of page 27? I'm just going to show it on the screen here. But
Yes.
You see that picture? That's
Yes.
called the Canada Arm. So
Okay.
that's on the space shuttle, or I mean the space what's the word? International Space Center, I guess it's called, in orbiting, going around the Earth right now. And they have this thing called the Canada Arm.
Outside the Earth.
Yeah, this is on the craft that's going around the Earth right now. And so they use this like an arm, like it can move like a hand and everything, and it can hold the astronaut. He's called an astronaut, or it can fix things like you're fixing a car. It can fix things. It can move satellites. So this was made in Canada, designed and made in Canada. It's called the Canada Arm, and it has the Canadian flag on it and everything. Canada Arm. So that's something else Canadians are proud of. So I don't think you have to remember all the different names, but just the ideas that that Canada Arm is very important for Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, and then and I think that's most of the ideas there. I just wanted to look at some of the pictures with you, because there's a lot more pictures on this page, and I just wanted to make sure you saw them all. You can see them in your book, but I'm just going to show them on the screen. This one here, the swimmer, at the left side there, that's Mark Tewksbury. It says Olympic gold medalist and prominent activist for gay and lesbian Canadians. So he was an Olympic gold medalist swimmer, and then he works with gay and lesbian people to help them. So he's a very important Canadian. And then this picture here, let me see if I can get a better shot of this. This picture in the bottom corner, you see the playing hockey there. It says
Same person up.
What's part of me?
It's same person up.
No, this is a different person. This
Okay.
is the person on the top is Wayne Gretzky, and this one is Paul Henderson. It says in 1972, Paul Henderson scored the winning goal for Canada in the Canada-Soviet Summit Series. The goal is often referred to as the goal heard around the world and still remembered today as an important event in sports and cultural history. Yeah, this was a very important goal because Canada was playing the Soviet Union, like Russia, and the first time they ever met in 1972. And it was really close. And then Paul Henderson scored the winning goal, and Canada went crazy. The country went crazy. All the students. I was a student. I was a little kid in 1972, and our teachers. We didn't have to. Our teachers brought us to their house to watch this hockey game because it was so important. We didn't have to learn anything. We just had to watch the hockey game. So we loved it because we were little kids. But yeah, everybody, it was very important. So that
You play hockey?
I did play a little bit of hockey, but not very much because I was born in California, so hockey wasn't very popular in California.
Oh,
I played basketball more than hockey.
last winter I bought the skating shoes, but
Oh yeah.
I cannot use. I
Okay.
tried to use 2 times, but I cannot.
Take your time. Take your time. You'll do it. You just have to practice.
I found in Canadian Tire something to help,
Yeah.
something to put with the skating shoes, and you can stand up, and it's help. I will
good.
try this winter.
Yeah, try this winter. Yeah. So they're called the what we call those in English is just called skates. They're just called skates. Yeah, skates. Yeah, that's very good if you can learn to skate. That'd be excellent. Then you'll be a real Canadian. Most Canadians can skate. And so this
Canadian can stay.
Yeah, most Canadians like to skate. Yeah, because we have such a cold country. And then this woman here, some of these might be questions, so I just want to make sure you know the name. Katrina Lemaine Doan. She says carries the flag after winning a gold medal in speed skating. So, and again, speed skating, ice hockey and skating, very popular Canadian things. And then this one here says Canadian football is a popular game that differs in a number of ways from American football. Professional teams in this Canadian Football League, CFL, compete for the Championship Grey Cup. Yeah, okay. So Canadian football, and then Olympics and World Hockey. Yeah, these are all the things we're talking about. So let's see. I wanted to try a few questions with you because I think there's a fair amount of information here. Let's try this one. Okay. So can you see that on your screen?
Yes.
Okay. Would you like to try? Let's do some of these questions.
Basketball was invented by a Canadian. Yes. True.
Yeah, James Naismith.
James Naismith.
Yeah, very good.
1891.
Yeah, very good.
Why is Terry Fox a Canadian national hero?
Yeah.
I think number 2. No, it's number 1.
Yeah, number 1. He inspired people to contribute money for cancer research. Yeah. Yeah, very good. What's this one?
What is the often referred to as the gold heard around the world? The winning gold of Canadian in Canada. So yeah, summer since in 19, you know, no. It's 1972, but mm, number four,
Okay. So it's number 3 or number 4? Which one do you think it is? 3 or 4?
number three, number three.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, that's Canadian Soviet Summit Series. The Stanley Cup is the National Hockey League. That's what they play for. Very good. Okay, can you read that? Let me just get that up.
Which Canadian
Circle.
circle the call in Wiltshire to rise found for Spanish core Spanish core research. Terry Fox, Reich, Hans, number two,
Yeah, Rick Hansen. Let's see.
Rick Hansen.
Yeah, very good.
Canadian football is absolutely in the band, so identical to American football. True
So that means Canadian
or
football.
same?
Yeah, can this?
I don't know.
Do you understand what this says? This says Canadian football is absolutely identical. That means it's exactly. No, it means it's exactly the same as American football. It's the same. Is it the same? Is Canadian football the same as American football?
I think yes, because American football, Canadian football. It's, I think that I know the different is soccer, but yes, true.
Yeah, let's see. It's absolutely identical to American football. Yeah, this one is Canadian football is different because in American football, in Canadian football, you get 4 downs. Or sorry, in Canadian football, you get three downs to move the ball, and our field is bigger, and so we throw the ball more, and it's wider too. And so there's a little number of differences in Canadian football to American football. But it's okay. Yeah, so that's okay. So let's see. Let's do another one. Okay. So do you want to do some more? Let's do a bit more reading because this stuff is pretty straight.
This question I know before I came to Canada.
Oh, you know? Okay, go ahead. Which one?
Graham Bell.
This one here?
Yes, Graham Bell, but I don't know his name, Alexander, first name.
Okay.
But
Alexander.
I know who invited the telephone, Graham Bell.
Alexander Graham Bell. Very good.
Graham, it's
So
Canadian.
Pardon me?
Is he Canadian?
Yeah, he's Canadian. So let me just get back to the thing here, and we'll do some more on the next page. So that's all the sports and everything. Now let's do this one here. Let's just read these ones because there's not many here, but they're very interesting of the different things. Can you just read these ones here?
Okay. Jared Canadian deferred discoveries and invention. Canadians have made force, discovery, and invention. Some of the most famous are listed below.
Yeah.
Ale- Alexander Graham Bell. He's won the eye of the telephone at, at his summer house in Canada.
Yeah. Wait,
Graham,
can you just
Alexander
stop?
Graham
Can you just stop for a sec? Yeah. So I when you said is Alexander Graham Bell Canadian, I'm not sure if he really was. I think he might have been Scottish. I think he was from Scotland, but he lived in Canada, and yeah. So Canadians say, "Oh, he is Canadian," but I'm not sure if he really was. I think he might have been Scottish. But
But
anyways,
I heard his name before. Who's
oh,
find the television and who's find phone and television. Who invite like something. I was remember names, but Graham Bell. I remember the Graham Bell.
yeah,
Who,
Alexander
who,
Graham
who,
Bell. Yeah. So
who,
he thought of the idea. He had a house in the eastern Canada, and he was there in the summer, and he came up with the idea for the telephone. Yeah. And then some of these names might be difficult to read, but I'll read the name and then you read what they did. How's that sound? So the next one says Joseph Armand Bombardier.
okay.
What did he do?
Invited the snowmobile, a right weight winter vehicle,
Yeah, do you know snowmobiles? Do you know what a snowmobile is?
snowmobiles,
You ever
like
seen one?
skating.
Yeah, it's like let's see, how would you describe it? It's like a okay, it's like think of like a motorcycle, but it's not doesn't have wheels. It has tracks, and
It's
then
run.
it has
It's run
skis.
on
So
the snow.
yeah, so you can drive it on the snow. You've probably seen it. You can
Yeah.
drive these on the snow, and they're really fun and they're really fast. And yeah, so Joseph Bombardier, he invented the snowmobile. Yeah, so that's an important invention. And the next one is Sir Sanford Fleming. Sir Sanford Fleming.
And invited the worldwide system of standard time zones.
Yeah, time zones. Yeah,
Time
you know,
zones.
yeah, different like every part of the world has different time zones, different times. So he invented that. He thought of that and gave that to the world. So people could organize things and communicate better. Good. And the next one were Matthew Evans and Henry Woodward.
Together, both together invented the first electric light bulb and later sold the patent to Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison, who more famously comment comment calls it light bulb.
Yeah. So Matthew Evans and Henry Woodward, they invented the light bulb, but they sold the idea to Thomas Edison.
Thomas
Thomas,
Edison, they are older than Thomas Edison.
I don't know if they're older, but they invented it and then they sold their invention to Thomas Edison, and Thomas Edison made it available to everyone, light bulbs. So if somebody said, who invented the light bulb? Most people would say Thomas Edison, but he didn't. It was two Canadian guys, Matthew Evans and Henry Woodward. They invented, yeah. So they
Okay, but
invented those.
the famous is Thomas Edison.
Yeah, he's the famous one.
Exactly.
And then the next one at the top there says Reginald Fessenden. Reginald Fessenden.
Contributed to the invention of radio, sending the first wireless voice message in the world. Oh,
Yeah.
this
Yes.
new, not too
Yeah.
old.
Yeah, so he was the first one to help invent radios. He was the first wireless voice message from Canada. And then the next one, let's try this one, Dr. Wilder Penfield.
Was a pioneering brain surgeon at the McGill University in Montreal and was known as the greatest living Canadian.
Yeah,
What-
so that's Dr. Wild Penfield. So he studied the brain. Yeah, he studied and he came up with many things to help people with brain problems. So that's why they called him the greatest living Canadian because he helped so many people. And then the next one is Dr. John A. Hopps.
Invited the first cardiac camera.
Pacemaker. A
Ba-
pacemaker.
Okay,
Pace-
pacemaker used
Yeah, yeah.
today to save the life of people with heart disorders. What's this?
Do you know what a pacemaker is? Have you ever
No.
heard that word? No. So sometimes you have your heart. Sometimes it doesn't. For older people or people who are maybe sick, their heart doesn't beat properly. So a pacemaker is a little tiny electric device. Yeah, you know.
For heart.
Yeah, for the heart. Yeah.
Yes, it's
Yeah, you know that. Yeah.
Like look at voice.
Like my sister needs one. She has a pacemaker. And so Dr. John Hopps, he was a Canadian, he invented that. So he's saved, all over the world, he's saved thousands and thousands of lives with that. Yeah. So he invented that. Okay, let's try some next one. The next one, I'm going to read the name for this one. It says Spar Aerospace and National Research Council.
Those two people or
No, these are groups. These are groups of scientists. These are groups of scientists.
okay.
Yeah.
Invited the Canada robotic arm used in outer space.
Yeah, and you can see it again. There's the Canada.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. They invented that. It's a robot arm.
Outside the Earth.
Yeah, outside the Earth on the front of the International Space. I'm trying to think center. I'm trying to think of the name of it, but the where it circles the Earth. That's right, outside of the Earth. And then these guys are from Waterloo.
Oh,
Yeah, these ones are really important for us. I always have trouble pronouncing his name, but let me try it. Mark Lazaridis and Jim Basili.
which one from Waterloo? Mike
Both.
or Jim?
Both. They both are from Waterloo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of research in motion, RIM, a wireless communication company known for its most famous invention, the BlackBerry.
Yeah. So like before the iPhone was really popular, many people had the BlackBerry cell phone. Did you ever have a BlackBerry? It had
Yes.
Did you have a BlackBerry?
I know half, but I see a lot of BlackBerry.
Yeah, a
Still,
lot.
until now.
So they made that here in Waterloo, and right beside the University of Waterloo. If you ever go near the University of Waterloo, you'll see probably, I don't know, maybe 5 to 8 big, huge buildings, like for kilometers around the University of Waterloo. Black Research in Motion RIM, they owned all those buildings. They were very, very busy. And then now, buildings for students at the University of Waterloo and Laurier University, these guys have donated millions of dollars to help people. Yeah, and they're right here, and the company is still going, but the iPhone is much more popular than the BlackBerry, so they're not as rich as they were. But
Exactly.
yeah, but for a while they were very, very, very rich and very good for the
But
community.
they are from Waterloo.
Yeah, they're from Waterloo. Yeah,
They are neighbors.
yeah, yeah. So they're very. We're lucky to have those guys. So let's try some of these questions for these guys. I think you remember. So you know this one, Alexander Graham Bell. He invented the telephone. Let's do another one. Remember this one?
Who invited Snowball? It's Joseph Raman. What? Jo- number one?
Yeah, number one. It's a hard name to say. Joseph Armand Bombardier. Yeah,
Armand Bombardier.
he's from Quebec, so he's a Frenchman.
French.
Oh, look, we get that. There we go. Very good. Remember who did this one?
Yes, wireless system and time zones. R- I think number one also Centrophil Fleming.
Yeah, very good. Sir Sanford Fleming. Very good. Sir Sanford Fleming. Very good.
Who known as the Greater Sleeve Canadian. Dr. John? No, it's not he.
Which one?
Last one, Sir John.
Oh, the last one is John A. Macdonald. He was the our first prime minister, so it wouldn't be him. Which one do you think it was?
I think it's Dr. Wilder Profan.
This guy here? Yeah, Wilder Penfield. I think you're right. Yeah, he was the one that worked on the brain, so he helped many Canadians. Very good. Oh, okay. Did we do this one?
And insulin was discovery by Canadian.
Yeah.
Yes, true.
Good. Very good.
Who invented the first card Beckham?
Yeah, the first cardiac pacemaker. Remember we talked about this guy, the first cardiac pacemaker for your heart.
There. It's regional.
Which one? What number do you think?
I think number 3.
So this is the guy, remember we did that with guy already? That's the one that's the brain surgeon. They called him the greatest living Canadian. So this is a different one. So this is the who invented the first cardiac. He was that number 3 was for the brain. And then this one is for your heart. Remember that
First,
little,
I remember First Wireless. It's regional, first 10, but this one I
don't remember? Well, you know it's not number 4 because they keep putting John A. Macdonald in there, but he didn't invent anything. He was our first prime minister. And you know it's not number 3 because he was with the brain. So it's either number 1 or number 2.
think number 2.
Yeah, I think you're right.
John Hobbes.
Yeah, John A. Hobbes. Good.
Oh, there are neighbors. The BlackBerry is a Canadian. Yes, true.
Very good.
Their name Mike and James.
Yeah, that's right. Well, these are going back to the beginning now. You remember this stuff? This is from the earlier stuff. Okay.
When Canada enjoyed on the strong economy among in. Can you do zoom in, Brian?
Yeah, make it bigger. Yeah.
Yes.
Is that better?
Yes.
I could read this one for you. When did Canada enjoy one of the strongest economies among industrialized nations? This is I think we should probably stop there because they're asking questions. I'm going to do this one because they're asking questions from the very beginning and we're not, I don't want you to have to remember that far back. So, okay, so let's see. I'll do this one. Yeah, we don't need to do these ones. See, what they're doing is they're going back to the beginning and we don't need to do those. So I think we'll stop those for now. Let me just stop this. I think that's what we'll finish up. We'll finish up with the previous question. Just do this.